And welcome everybody to today's episode of the Daily Download, episode 118 on February 3rd. I'm Boca Ben and my co-host,
Melanie, Artemis League.
and we've got a really awesome day of news. Really, really awesome. We are coming a little bit early, but it's all good. So just to let everyone know, this episode and all of the daily download and many other great channels are all available at ritualmotion.com. So check them out. And don't forget, go to rexopportunity.com and you can subscribe actually to the daily download and get all the stories that we're talking about and more in your inbox every single day. All right, let's kick things off. What do we have today?
We have Wonder Gaming and Toronto Raptors Fred Van Vliet and Chris Bosher partner with Samsung to showcase Samsung Odyssey monitor and SSD for gamers.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's another awesome partnership. If you are not a Toronto sports fan, maybe you don't know these guys, but they're great players. Fred Van Vliet, especially, is the kind of the franchise player right now. So it's great to see more pro athletes, and Wonder's done a great job, really, recruiting and activating top sports athletes.
Yeah. I have no comment. I don't know Toronto sports very well.
It's okay.
Sounds cool.
Am
Um,
I? Am I? I'm a little bit laggy, right? I feel like I'm laggy.
just a little. All right.
Okay. You take the next story, and I'm gonna
Okay.
fix my lag.
All right. So next is Switch is Nintendo's biggest selling console of all time at 103.5 million units. And we talked a little bit about this beforehand. It sounds amazing, but you also have to put into perspective like this is in 2021 versus the 1980s. So, of course, it will not be exactly the same. I know, Ben, I don't know if you're back, if you had
Yeah.
your 2 cents you wanted to put in for that.
Yeah, exactly. Like obviously it's a good story and those are huge numbers, but I think you can't read into them too much because it's really about market share. You know, Nintendo's market share in the 1980s, granted they may have sold way less NES consoles, but they had the lion's share of the market at one point, to now where I don't have the numbers in front of me, but they don't have anything close to the most market share, and are trailing PlayStation and Xbox significantly. I think. Well, maybe. Well, I hope so. I think so. 103 million units of Switch. Yeah, I think so. I think they're way behind.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because, in the 1980s, people didn't necessarily have, the like it wasn't popular at that time to play video games. So like they were trailblazing where now like everybody has, you, a console and they play something. So I
Yeah,
agree. It's like cool, but I'm still
very
gonna
true.
like power for the classic NES, but maybe that's because I grew up with it.
But they did mention that the DS is still the top selling unit of all time if you include handheld devices as well.
Mm,
And that's probably a record that is not going to be matched. I mean, the handheld market is pretty much done. Um, I feel like the Vita, the PSP Vita, might have been the last hurrah. And again, I know there is a Switch Lite, but
mhm.
I still think that market's pretty dead. So
Yeah.
they'll have that record. All right, what else? What do we got? What's next?
Twitch partners with indie music licensing group Merlin. While we don't quite fully understand how this is going to work, it's really interesting that Amazon and Twitch are kind of getting cozy with these recording industry labels so that they can, not have to deal with the removal of content and, banning their streams and losing that profit. So I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, but it sounds interesting to start, making deals with people.
Yeah. I really think the story should have been that Neil Young is pulling his music from Spotify and putting it on Twitch. That would have been the play. Yeah, I think the recording industry is very fragmented, so it makes sense that some people will be on board and some people won't. And yes, I'm very curious how you actually implement these like indie bands or like different record labels into your stream. So if anyone knows, let us know.
Yep, use hashtag Rex Daily Download to grab our attention. Um, the next one, I know you had a lot of thoughts on. Dignitas signs NFL player Boston Scott to its Rocket League team. Um,
Yeah, this is an awesome story. And I was already sharing this first thing in the morning. This is kind of like the Bo Jackson, um, Michael Vick. Very few players in sports can really transcend or really compete in two sports at the same time at the elite level. Very, very difficult. So this is very interesting that we're kind of seeing the first time where a traditional sports athlete is actually, going to be in a competitive team with Dignitas, albeit he's a sub. It's still pretty awesome. I had a lot of questions on whether or not he would be a sub during the season or only during the NFL offseason. But either way, this is really cool. Um, but if I'm an NFL owner or the owner of the 76ers, sorry, of the Eagles, I'm definitely a little bit worried about, is this going to take too much time from his playing career, which they're paying millions of dollars to have him on the roster.
yeah, but the NFL puts a lot of time and effort into training their players to do other occupations so that when they're done, since most NFL players don't stay in super long. So this might be one way they're kind of playing around with how can I get my players an occupation that will sustain them past the NFL seasons.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's good for his mental health probably to not always be focusing on football and to have something else
Right?
to do.
Yeah, and might as well get paid doing it. That's it for our daily download topics, but I had one I wanted to bring up that hasn't been announced yet in daily download. I'm sure it will get hit soon. Is the 100 Thieves digital collectible? So 100 Thieves dropped yesterday that they are letting out a free to mint NFT celebrating their League of Legends World Championship. And so it's really easy. I thought it was a clever marketing plan for getting people into the NFT realm. I did it, to be honest, just to see what it was like. It helped me set up my wallet. It guided me through, and it was absolutely free. And I thought their video did a good job explaining how, like, it did very little to the environment on the impact. It's about the same cost as two emails, and they were doing it just to kind of celebrate, kind of like what you would do with like a commemorative baseball card.
Yeah, exactly. So there was some outrage. What?
There always is.
Yeah. So here's the thing with outrage. Okay. So yes, they put it out. Nate Shaw does a very good job explaining it. Um, some of the tweets that are in this quote of backlash. Okay, which is very relative and subjective. So one person writes, "So it's a free NFT, FFS. What does that stand for?"
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know.
I don't speak millennial anymore. Should I Google it? Whatever. Nade, not you too, man. Got us excited for no reason. So that's the issue. Like, or another person read, I regret claiming this after I realized it was not physically being sent to my house. So anyway, I think all this sort of backlash is bullshit, and very trivial. And I think the real issue is that like Deserto is covering this as like a scandal, and it's really not a scandal. And I kind of think this is faux journalism, that I think the news outlets making a mountain out of a molehill, when really this doesn't seem like there's a lot of outrage. There's just the typical people being upset and criticizing everything.
Yeah. And for the tweet about not realizing it's physical, like it is very clear if you watch the video and you click through, like while you're doing it, it's very clear that this is not a physical item. You're not getting a diamond and emerald encrusted necklace. So like you got to use some common sense on that one. And then yeah, I feel the exact opposite. I think this is such a good play by 100 Thieves. They have some NFT, or they have some crypto for their creators. And so I think this is a great way to get people interested and wanting to, like starting a new wallet and figuring it out without having to have disposable income or that extra cash.
So so just explain it to me and everybody. So this is a wallet, or this is your own 100 Thieves wallet?
No, so
No.
it's just the NFT of the image of the necklace, but because I didn't have a wallet, it took less than 5 minutes. It stepped me through how to get my wallet set up so that I could get it.
Okay.
So it like went through the whole process. I didn't really have to like worry about, oh, am I didn't have to research what wallet I wanted. It just gave me the option either to add it to my current wallet that I have, and if I didn't have one, how to set it up. But
Got it.
even with me not having a wallet, less than 5 minutes, and now I at least have one NFT to my name.
Got it. So if I have a Coinbase wallet, I just can download it right to my wallet.
Yeah, the way I understood it. Now, I am no expert. So if somebody gets on and is like, that is not how it works, like I can be easily corrected. But
But you know who is an expert? There is a channel on Ritual Motion all about NFTs and blockchain. Um, what's the channel called again?
well, it's actually in our Ritual Motion channel, but it's called The Gilded Age. And so it's a weekly
Gilded Age.
series that's going to be talking about understanding NFTs and everything about crypto and the metaverse and kind of looking into that. And it is featuring Arnell Millhouse, who has been part of cryptocurrency since 2014. He's one of our advisors. He's helping kind of guide us at Ritual Motion. And then our founder, Dana, also co hosts with him. I learned a lot about what NFT actually means in the first session, so I highly recommend checking it out. And we're also having Creators on the Block, which Ben is helping produce here, is just a whole exploration and welcoming people into Web3, the different components with metaverse, NFTs, play to earn. Highly recommend. I'm excited. I am helping put it together, but I am excited to sit and listen and learn.
Same here. That's why I'm excited and happy to help out with it. Yeah, amazing speakers, amazing thought leaders, and this is an area where I admit I'm not an expert in, and definitely want to be able to learn more and be more educated. So March 2nd, Creators on the Block. That's all we got for the daily download. Thanks for checking in. Don't forget ritualmotion.com. You can watch all the episodes and Rex opportunity to download and subscribe the daily download newsletter. And we will see you guys
Tomorrow.
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 Okay.
Not Ben, though. We have
Not
special
me.
guests.
See you Monday.
Bye.